Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see by the title, this is a video all about my reading journal. So I decided to do a reading journal this year just to kind of track all of the books and things that I'm reading and like my thoughts, because obviously like I've started making a few book videos on here. It might just be easier for me rather than having like a million notes on my phone. I debated doing this last year, but I decided not to, and I kind of regret not doing one. So I wanted to take you guys through my spreads and show you guys what I've kind of come up with. None of these designs are original. I've taken a lot of inspiration from Rachel Catherine's reading journal from 2023, and also a lot of ideas from Pinterest. It's not perfect. I'm not a crazy well developed artist by any means, but I am really happy with how it came out. I have started filling it out because by the time that I'm filming this intro, it's like 3 weeks into January, and I've been reading a lot already, so you guys will get a couple of sneak peeks. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I thought I would give you guys a little bit of a flip through to start off with, just on the spreads that I have done, and then I will go a little bit more in depth. Hopefully the angle is okay, and hopefully this audio is okay. This is very new for me. I don't normally film videos like this, so we're just kind of trialing things as we go. So I was working on this reading journal all throughout January, hence why this video is going up in February. So as you can see, the journal is a little bit filled out, so you guys are getting a little bit of a sneak peek as to how my reading is going so far for 2024. But I just thought it would be fun to create. I regretted not making one last year. I thought about it but decided against it, and I really wish that I had done it. So I knew that this year I wanted to do one. I have left some blank pages as well so that I can add more spreads and things like that. And so since it's February while I'm filming this, I have also just created a couple of February spreads. But obviously I have got heaps more pages that I can create some more spreads, but I'm really happy with how it came out. And obviously if you guys have got any other ideas on what you think I could add into this, then I am keen to know as well. So we're almost back to the start now. Okay, so I will start off with just a couple of the basics. So I have got this little purple journal here. I chose this one because it doesn't have any lines on the inside. It's just purely blank pages. That one there I just picked up from Typo. It was really hard to try and find journals that didn't have lines in them. It does have like an embossed phrasing on the front. I can't even read what it says, but I'm just pretending that that doesn't exist, because the only other journal that they had like this was black, and I didn't want a black reading journal. To draw all of my spreads and stuff in them, I've just been using these pens here, which are just simply highlighters from Kmart. I've used a couple of the coloured pencils as well. Any of the writing has just been done with one of these little black like fine liner pens. These ones are just from Kmart. They're like the $2 ones. I do like these fine liners. I'm not the biggest fan of these highlighters because they do bleed through a little bit. The pages are quite thick in the journal, but they still bleed through. So I think if I decide to do this next year, I'm going to grab some different pens. So opening up the reading journal, we just have my title page. So I just kept it very simple. It just simply says the reading journal of Paige Macmillan. I've just altered the angle slightly just while I'm doing the close-ups, so hopefully this is going to be okay for you guys. So then we go into my like reading goals. So I did like a write down of all of my reading goals in here, and then I have also done like a little square color in box for all of my books that I want to read, so that kind of goes a little bit over the page as well. Ideally I did want them all to fit on one page, but when I was drawing them up it just didn't work. I think in hindsight I could have probably made these squares a little bit smaller, but you live and you learn. So my goal for this year is to read 55 books, so hence all of the squares. And then my reading goals are obviously to read 55 books, which as you can see I have read 7 so far, and it is February the 1st when I'm filming this, so I'm well on track to achieving that, which is really cool. My next goal is to read 5 classics and 5 Christian non-fiction, which there is a spread later later on that will help me with these to keep track. There's also to cut down my thriller genre by half. I'm just continuing to read one new book followed by one older book. I will admit I haven't really been doing that so far, just because I've been switching between library books and my physical books, which at the moment I'm happy with because I do want to get through my library books. And then next up here we have the 2024 new releases. So I've just written down all of the months in the year and some of the new releases that I am excited for. One of these isn't a new release, it's just new to the bookstores here in New Zealand because we haven't been able to get it before, so that's why I've written that one down. I'm probably missing quite a few as well, but these were just like at the start when I was filling this out with what ones that I like want to buy, so there probably will be more that I add to that and probably some that I have forgotten about. Next up we have this spread here, which is my 24 books in 2024. I purely copied this design from Rachel Catherine, so this is not original, but as you guys can see I have already read one, which is good, and I am in the process of reading another one, which I have been in the process of reading all January. So ideally, if I want to get through all of these, I need to read 2 of these a month, and so right about now I've probably read 1.5, so it's not too bad, but we'll see how we go. Hopefully I can make up for it either this month or like a little bit later on, but I just like this spread, and I think at the end of the year it'll be really cool to see it all filled out. If you guys do want to see like a finished version at the end of the year, let me know as well, because I can also film that. And I like that this is a double page spread as well. Next up I decided to do a physical TBR, so this spans over a few spreads. If you guys don't know and you're new to my channel, I am married and my husband is also a reader, so on our current bookshelf we have both mine and his books kind of like meshed together. So I just thought this would be a really nice spread that I kind of wanted to create it to somewhat look like a bookshelf, split it down by genre, and purely because I wanted to just see out of the ones that I owned how much I had read. So obviously like trying to get through all of this in 1 year is unrealistic for me, but if I can try and like read a few of them, then I will be happy. Obviously some of these I have colored in since the start of this year, but I think there's only been maybe 3. Obviously the highlighted ones are ones that I have read, and ones that aren't highlighted are ones that I haven't read. I've just written down like all of the titles for these genres. So this is a fantasy and thriller, so as you guys can see I don't read this genre a lot. I would like to read more of it this year, and again I guess this can kind of help me to cut down my thriller genre by half. Then we have a few different genres in here. So the top one I decided to just do all pink. There's no like symbolism or anything with the colors that I've chosen for what. I just picked these because I liked the look of them. So this top row is Christian. I've been reading Christian books on and off, but I've always got one on the go, so that will be nice to see that kind of get cut down. The yellow and orange is just the non-fiction and memoirs, and then this one at the bottom is like mystery general fiction, and there is also a little bit of historical fiction in there as well. And since the start of this year I think I have colored in 1, and then we have the romance, sci-fi and dystopian. So I've colored in 3 I believe since the start of this year, so that's pretty good. And again I'm really happy with how this is coming along, and I'm really motivated to like read more and fill out these spreads. So definitely like if you're struggling to like find time to read or to find motivation to read, definitely doing a reading journal helps. These 2 next spreads here obviously are like single spreads. I've got this non-fiction reads spreads here, so I just have 3 different boxes. So up the top I've just got classics, then I've got Christian in the middle, and non-fiction down the bottom. Obviously doing these 2 here will help me to achieve my reading goal, and then I just thought having the non-fiction down the bottom would be quite good. I don't have a lot of non-fiction books that are mine, so it would be nice to be able to colour in like a few more of those. And then we just have a Hall of Fame here. So obviously I've got the 12 squares for the 12 months, and then I just thought that I would print out a picture of my favourite book from that month, or like the one that I can't stop thinking about, or one that really stood out to me, and then by the end of the year I'll just have like 12 books that I really loved. So I thought that was something fun. This here I'm really excited to see if I can complete. This is an A to Z reading challenge. So far I've managed to fill out A, B, C, I, S and W. Again, I would have liked to have fit it on one page, and I kind of did this and then got to T and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to go on the other page, whereas like in hindsight it would have been nice to like go across or to fit it on one page. But now that I've actually created this spread, I'm happy that I've done it over the 2 pages, because I didn't want to make this too small that I couldn't see what I'd actually like written. The next 2 spreads are something fun. So we just have a book bingo here. So as you can see, I have already started to fill this out. I haven't quite got a bingo yet, but I'm hoping by the end of the year that I will be able to have this entire thing filled out. Those are a couple of the ones that I have put down. All of these were ones that I again found on Pinterest as little inspo. And then I just have a DNF graveyard on the right hand side. Again, I got this idea from Rachel Catherine, but I don't DNF books a lot, so I don't know if I will end up filling this out, but we'll see how we go. Then I saw this idea on Pinterest and just thought it would be kind of fun. So it's kind of like a bar graph situation for the books that I've read per month. So the months are down here and the books are up the top. I've done up to 15 books because I've never ever read more than 15 in a month. So obviously in January I read 7 books, so that's all filled out, and then I'll just keep going and just see what month I read the most books. And then I have pages read on the other side, so I've gone from 100 to 1,000. I kind of wish I'd gone to 2,000 pages, but I think if I decide to do this next year I'll do it to 2,000 rather than 1,000, because I didn't quite realize, obviously, like if I read like 3 books that are like 300 pages each, that's 900 pages, so it's gonna be kind of easy to fill this one out. So I kind of wish that I'd made it bigger, but what can you do? And then I've just put all the months down the bottom like that. Then we have my series tracker. Now I am really excited to be able to fill these out. So these ones here are either series that I have started but haven't finished, or series that are on my radar. I haven't included series in here that I've already finished, just because I do have a lot. And I have left another page as well of series that I have started. Some of these I have kept as like series that have extra books. So for like the Twilight series, I've included like a couple of the little like novellas and the illustrated guide. And for like the Inheritance games, which is on this page, I've included like the Brothers Hawthorne and the new one that's due to come out as well, just because they're like in the same world but not necessarily part of the same trilogy. But I've still put them in here because they're on my radar. And I really like the combination of the pink, the orange and the yellow for this, and it definitely encourages me to read more series. So yeah, that's those 2, and again I've left a spare page. And then this is another series tracker, but just like a more in-depth like titles, so I can cross them off as I have read them. So I haven't done all of these because quite frankly I did like 3 pages of this and then got really tired. So I also have 1 over the page, and then I've left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just to be able to create more. And then we have my January monthly spread for 2024, and that is how that ended up looking. So I've written my book title, my author, my genre, page numbers, my thoughts, if it was on my existing TBR or if it was a new book. And then I also didn't realize, but I've also put down like library books and stuff as well, so I didn't write that up the top, but obviously if it's a library book, it's a library book. And then I just wrote whether I wanted to keep or donate it, or obviously with library books if I want a copy, if I don't, because I'll do like a mid-year reading wrap up, and I will also do at the very end of this year an end of year wrap up as well. And so I just thought that keeping track of all my thoughts as I'm reading the books will be a nice way for me to just really express all of my thoughts that I have. And then the page over, I decided to create a couple of like haul spreads for books. I really want to try and read more books than I am buying per month, so I just thought this would be nice to keep track of. I just thought it would be good for when I do my like book videos as well, that I've just got all the prices and things in here, and then I can see like how many books I'm actually buying per month. In January I bought 5 books, and obviously I read 7, so I've read more than I've bought, which is really good. This is a bit of a sneak peek before I film these videos that you guys are getting. The purple border didn't turn out perfect, but you know, whatever, you live and you learn. And then I've also just created another one for February. So obviously, like, if I thrift books or I buy books from church or I buy them brand new, then they'll go like in these spreads here. And then I've just created a new spread for February, so I've just written February reads. And then I think what I want to do with this spread is cut out like a little picture of the book and then right at the top like the genre and the page number, so just similar to like what I have done here, but just do it as like a more concise thing, and then do my thoughts, and then I want to like use my ruler and block it off. And I feel like I might end up needing to make another one of these, but we'll see how we go. So there we go, guys. That is my reading journal for 2024. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of the spreads. If you want me to keep you guys more updated with how I'm filling out the reading journal, then let me know as well. I do want to do like some reading vlogs and things this year, so maybe I could do it in that video. But I've just been finding it so fun so far, and it's nice to be able to have a creative outlet that isn't YouTube, like doing something else with my hands. It definitely motivates me to read more as well. So if you want to read more and you're already like kind of getting into books, I would recommend doing a reading journal. I've always been a big reader ever since I was little. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Please make sure to turn on the notifications and check out my social media. It's always linked down below in the description box. And also, if you guys do have a reading journal, please send me some photos on Instagram, like just DM me, because I would love to see your spreads and your reading journal as well. And yeah, I think that's all, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.